Today we take a look at the new Cyma 6 pump series, the new flat suction pumps from Pentair Jung Pumpen. Now we take a look inside the box and see what is included when we open it. First, we have the operating manual in several languages. Additionally, there is a hose nozzle, which we will discuss shortly, the pump cable, and finally the pump itself. We'll set the box aside and take a look at the pump now. In this case, it is the Cyma 6. This means the focus immediately falls on the level switch that we have here. Regarding the Cyma 6S, we must say that it has the great advantage of being usable in manual mode. This means it essentially starts when the cable is plugged in, or we switch to the corresponding automatic mode, which in this case means the electronic control is active, so the pump starts automatically at a water level of 7 millimeters and then pumps down to a residual water level of 2 millimeters. Now let's take a look under the pump. There we see the intake screen. With this pump we have a free passage of 2 millimeters. This means, it must always be mentioned, this pump is really a mobile tool, so it is not intended for permanent installation, as a free passage of 10 millimeters would be required for that. A view from above of the discharge outlet. This means if I reach in here, we can see that a small check valve is already installed. And now we can simply screw this stepped hose nozzle onto the internal thread of the pump. And then you can combine it with a hose of the appropriate diameter or nominal size. On the back, we have a small opening. This is the opening for the pump's ventilation. As is common with any centrifugal pump, the hydraulic housing must be able to vent. The whole thing is equipped with a valve, essentially a ball. This means once the air is gone, the ball closes. This can mean that at first, water may spray out until this ball is properly sealed. Now, in comparison, we have another pump, namely the Cyma 6. The Cyma 6 compared to the Cyma 6S does not have an attached level switch. This means that here, essentially, the operation and startup are done by plugging in the connector. In this case, however, we have cut the cable on our model. In this case, we must point out that retrofitting the level sensor is not possible here. This means you have to decide in advance which variant you want to choose. Here I briefly refer back to what we just explained. There is essentially no disadvantage, as we can switch from manual operation to automatic mode accordingly. Now let's run the pump in the test, which means we'll pour out our bucket here. The level switch should automatically turn on the pump at around 7 millimeters. So this means, depending on how quickly the water flows back, the pump will turn on again and regulate the run-on time for the next cycle. Let's now take a look at the pump's venting behavior. This means we add water and wait for the pump to start. And as soon as the pump starts, water should come out at the front. This means until the pump has vented. Now the ball is closed, which means the pump can now transition to its normal operation.